How's everybody doing? El Fertal, good to see you guys here. Is Mayor Omar. I am under the tutelage of my manager Alou Esquire. She's here, and the one and only Chief
Yes.
Mendez, El Fertal Police Department, the EPPD. Yeah, we are here for you. We're going into hurricane season, so we're here to talk about hurricane preparation, and we're going to talk to you about how to prepare and little things and things you need to look out for and things you need to kind of keep in mind. So, Madam Manager, with your permission, I can go ahead and get this started.
Please do, sir.
Well, thank you very much. All right, you guys. So, what to do before you have a hurricane, before a hurricane comes, just like some general things. The first thing you want to do, just overall, is kind of like make plans to stay safe, and you can do that through a many different ways. Look for your shelters. Where is there a near shelter, just in case you guys have to evacuate and go to a shelter. Where is the nearest shelter? Make sure you guys know that. Make sure you plan to stay connected. I know that there are, like, the Hurricane Center has apps and stuff like that you can put on your phone to kind of get the latest information of what's happening and and where you can go. And also, as far as like flood zones, and if you have to evacuate, they'll show all that stuff through usually like the Hurricane Center's app and things like that. You want to also make sure you gather emergency supplies. Make sure you have an emergency kit. Make sure you have a go kit, right? A kit where you have it ready to go just in case you have to leave really quickly, just in case, flood waters are rising and things like that. Make sure you have a go kit so you can go ahead and do that. Make sure you secure your home. We all know that, right? We all know that before a hurricane comes, everybody's rushing to Home Depot and things like that. But we want to be proactive, not reactive. So make sure you get an early start so that you don't have to wait in those long lines and secure your home, however that looks. Um, Make sure that you just stay safe overall. We also want to remember that you want to check your disaster supplies. You want to do things like turn off propane tanks. That's very important, right? Unplug small appliances that you don't need. Of course, we want to fill our gas tanks, you guys. That's where those are long lines. Also, make sure you fill your gas tank in the event of these emergencies. Um, Learn about El Portal, contact us, learn about our response plan, learn about what the chief is going to talk about later. He's going to talk about those who are in special, they have special needs. He's going to talk about the elderly. We'll throw that in also for later. But make sure that you have water. Everybody goes out and gets the bottled water, but bottled water doesn't necessarily go bad. So you guys can go out and start doing that right now, right? Months before hurricane season even comes, make sure you go out and you get your bottled water. Stack it up in your pantry or something like that, so you guys have it. Make sure you have at least a 3-day supply. It says at least, so 3 to 5 day supply, at least a 3-day supply. Um, and I think I remember seeing something where it said make sure you have at least about 1 gallon per person for that 3 to 5 day supply, they say, so you don't run out. You want to get food. You want to get food that's non-perishable. We all know that. Make sure you have a 3 to 5 day supply of food that's non-perishable. Of course, extra batteries. Of course, a first aid kit. Make sure that those who need their medications, make sure you have the medications. You might live with your grandparents, your grandfather, grandmother, your mother, father. They may take special medications. Make sure, if you know that a hurricane, before it even gets to a hurricane warning, right? When we're in the hurricane watch phase, go out, fill your prescriptions as much as you can so that you have those medicines just in case if a hurricane hits and things are shut down, you at least have that stack of medicines or those prescriptions that you need for the individuals that need those while you guys are stuck in the house if the hurricane actually hits. Um, Make sure you know who you're going to contact, right? Family emergency contact. If you do have elderly grandparents that you look after and things like that, what's the plan? Is grandfather coming over to your house? Are you going to their house? Make sure you guys have all that stuff down. If you really For those who are, I know we have a lot of new residents from out of town. Make sure you know the area. Get maps of the area, right? So that if they do say evacuate, where are you going? Like, what streets are you taking? If you're trying to go down one street and that street is flooded out, what other streets can you take? And I know maps might kind of be old school, but maps, because if your phone is not acting right, or if sometimes, because sometimes, Madam Manager, when a hurricane hits and when things are cut off, sometimes the network goes down. I remember when Irma hit Manager Lou, that I think that most of the networks went down, because I remember on my block, my phone was the only one that was working. It was my phone and my neighbor across the street, who was Courtney Kirk at that time. And our phones were the only two that were working. And it just so happened that our phones were the only two that were on AT&T. Everybody else was either T-Mobile or Verizon and stuff. And nobody else's phones were working on the whole block. And so everybody was using my phone or my neighbor's phone at that time across the street, Courtney Kirk. They were always using our phones because we were on AT&T, and our phones were the only ones working. So make sure you have a map just in case the network of your phone service shuts down and you can't use your navigation or however you guys use today, that people are so used to. Learn how to use a map, people. It'll come in handy. So make sure you guys have that. Make sure you have like just a general, it doesn't need to be huge, but a general small like tool set, because you don't know if there might be little things you might have to just work on right then and there in the heat of the moment and stuff like that. Baby supplies. Make sure you have baby supplies that you need, you all that have little children, little babies. Make sure you have baby supplies, okay? Rain gear, of course, extra clothing and things like that. For insurance purposes, make sure you have cameras, right? If your phone's not working, charge your phone when the hurricane's on the way, but just in case your phone's not working, have a backup, have a camera, so that you can take pictures of damage as soon as it happens and things like that for insurance purposes. And you guys, we do live in Florida, so make sure you have insect repellent, because hurricane season is in the summer months. And so when that power goes out and that air conditioner's not working and you can't plug in that fan, and those mosquitoes and those gnats are at an all-time high during those sweaty nights and sweaty days, when those heat-filled nights and heat-filled days when the power goes out, just make sure you have insect repellent, okay? Madam Manager, that's pretty much all I have. What you should do to get prepared for a hurricane, you all know you can contact us at any time. All of you all have my you guys get in my flyer package, you guys get my cards all the time, so you have my phone number. You guys can text or call me anytime, which a lot of you do. Continue to do that. You guys can email me, and you have all of our information, Madam Manager and Chief. We appreciate that. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Well, now we'll ask Chief Mendez to speak. We are the emergency management team for the village, the mayor, chief, manager, MCM. And so we're always available during these events. But now we're going to turn it over to Chief Mendez so he can give you some good public safety tips. Chief Mendez.
Thank you. With regard to the police department, one of our biggest priorities is to update our special needs list and our elderly list. That's we need good phone numbers. Everybody who lives in the house, any pets, anything that's going to stay behind, as well as contact numbers for anybody that we need to be reaching out to. We communicate directly with the EOC, Miami-Dade County. They offer special services, especially to relocate you if need be. That's through Miami-Dade Fire Rescue. But it needs to be on the list and it needs to be updated. That way they can come ahead of time. Emergency services are limited and we cannot respond to every call. And that goes the same for fire rescue. Aside from that, you don't travel through flooding. You don't know if the road has eroded, even if the water doesn't look like it's that deep, as well as there may be power lines down on the water or in down trees. Aside from that, just it's better not to travel during those times and observe any closed roads. Don't go through them.
Fantastic. Thank you, Chief. Those are valuable tips. And yes, be safe on the road, especially post and during, but post event as well. Be mindful that there could be a down power line, which could be, disguised as something else. So you really have to be careful on the roads. I want to share, and I'm sure you all have received this in the mail. It's from Miami-Dade County. It's the Hurricane Guide, and it's been distributed to everyone. But if you didn't get yours or you misplaced it, you're welcome to come pick up a copy at the Village Hall. We have lots. Within the guide, there are personal preparation, checklist that you can, it's a wealth of information and resources. Please do take a quick look through. It is in English, Spanish, and in Creole. So take a look and utilize it because it gives you some valuable information that you will need during and after a hurricane event. Prepare your property, remove all your bulk and yard debris from the swales, nothing on the swales, because we need that to be clear for the emergency, event. Bulk pickup for the village is scheduled for Tuesday, June 27th through Thursday, June 29th. Those are the only dates. So please have your bulk out and ready for pickup by Coastal, our village, Coastal Waste and Recycling, which is our village contractor. If you visit the village's website, you'll see this flyer that gives you the do's and don'ts of your bulk pickup. What's allowed? Remember that for bulk pickup, you cannot put carpet, tires, refrigerators, freezers, hazardous and marine engine, automotive items cannot be out there. Construction materials are disallowed as well. So ensure that this is yard debris and those things that are allowed. And again, you can access more information on the village website to get that. If you miss the bulk pickup dates, contact Coastal Waste and Recycling directly. Again, their number is on the village website, and you can reach them also via email at lportal@coastalwasteinc.com to schedule your own personal bulk pickup if you are not able to have your yard debris and what have you out on June 27th through the 29th. And remember, it needs to go out just a day or two before and not a week before the bulk pickup dates, as we, again, need to keep the roads clear and our swales are so heavily utilized for public safety. If you have an active construction site, if you have some renovations going on, you must secure your property, fasten down or remove all hazardous objects, work with your contractor on those things because it is critical. There will not be allowed, the dumpsters, roll-off dumpsters will not be allowed. They will have to be removed. Again, these can be projectile, very dangerous to the community if something should occur. So you really be mindful of any active construction. And if in the event the county issues an evacuation, please do so if you can. The village hall is in a flood zone itself, so we will be evacuating. We will be closed in terms of services, but the emergency management team is always accessible. We'll be here, but you won't be doing building and code enforcement and scheduling bulk pickup at that point because we will have evacuated as well for our staff safety. We, as Chief mentioned, if you are a senior citizen or have special needs and you are unable to evacuate, please be sure to be on Chief Mendez's special police list so that you can be, at least we can check on you, just try to provide you what we can as emergency management team. Though our resources will be limited in those events, we still want to make sure those who are unable to evacuate are as safe as we can make them. The village will be providing some sandbags. As we all know, they're pretty hard to come by in these storm events, so it's good to get it early. And so the village will have a limited supply of sandbags available to residents only in our back parking lot of the Village Hall complex. So it will be a first come, first served basis. And we will be sending out a notice, an e-blast to everyone when the sand has arrived, but it should be in the next week or so. And if you do have a need for sandbags, but you're not able to come and pick it up yourself, do not hesitate to contact the Village Hall Public Works Department, who will bring your requested amount of sandbags to you. We don't have an unlimited supply, but we will be able to provide you enough to secure your property. And so, speaking of sandbags, that's to hopefully prevent some flood damage. And in the event of flooding, and we know there will be flooding because we flood a lot here in El Portal, please practice self-help and secure your property and your family. And please take photos, as the mayor mentioned, and share those post-event photos with the village. And I say that because we can't prevent the flooding. There's nothing we can do about the flooding, but all we can do is ensure that the systems, the storm drain systems, function as they should. And so that is why it's important that if you see something, say something in terms of illegal dumping. Sometimes people put debris on these storm drains in the village. We cannot have any obstructions on the storm drains. And it happens because as water is draining, maybe some debris has flowed down. If you see it, if you can move it away, that would ensure that there's the proper flow. If it's more than you can handle on your own, or if it's just something you're driving through or you're walking through, contact the village and let us know, and we'll have our public works department come out and clear off the storm drain. But also remember, no manhole cover removals. Don't take any grates off of these storm drains. Do not take any manhole covers off. We need these systems to function properly. They are designed to work in these flooding situations. It may not be to your speed and liking, but it will malfunction when the lids are off and the grates are removed. And then that just allows all debris to flow through. So we really want to work together because we're in this together. So if you see any dumping, or you witness a fellow neighbor putting something out there, please just try to discourage them. And if you don't feel comfortable approaching them, let us know, and we'll try to intervene as well, because this is a critical time for all of us in these emergency situations. The village's annual emergency readiness tree trimming. You know, we do a tree trimming in all of our village swales, all of the public right-of-ways in the parks. That will take place June 12th, 13th, and 14th. And they are not clipping the entire village. We are just clipping emergency items that limbs and trees that are that could present a hazard to the community that are in the swale. We're looking at dangerous trees or trees that may have been damaged or could be damaged during an event. So that will be taking place June 12th, 13th, and 14th. And there will be no bulk pickup involved with that tree removal. So please do not put your tree clippings out during that. Remember, we're doing bulk pickup on June 27th, 28th, and 29th. That is the time to put your yard waste outside. And I just want you to also remember to be mindful with the power outages and any utility services when it goes down. The village, will call FPL as well, but you are FPL customer. You have to call and report it for utility service tracking to be enabled. So it is critical that you contact them as well, so that it is tracked through those systems through FPL and Miami-Dade County. Miami-Dade County 311 is a fantastic resource as well. So with that, we're happy that we got through last year's hurricane season. I'm hopeful for this year, Mayor and Chief, that we'll get through this season with very little damage, if none. I'm hoping for no damage, but we're working to ensure that the village is ready and prepared as much as we can be. And we always welcome opportunities to work with our residents to ensure that safety is provided at the fullest. Any closing remarks, Mayor?
I want to say thank you guys. And Madam Manager, MCM. Where'd you come up with that? That's wonderful. You know what? The moment you said MCM, Madam Manager, I got a whole bunch of ideas for the informational exposition. Madam Manager, I might have to go back and get one of those old MCM outfits from back in the days.
Oh, you remember the I think it's back in style, the MCM.
Remember the MCM?
No,
I might have to come out. I might have to come out in the information, one of those MCM hats where you do the little crease in the front.
Oh yes,
incredible.
With the gazelle glasses.
That would be
incredible.
That would be something. I just want to say, Madam Manager, Chief, I appreciate both of you for putting this together. Thank you very, very much. And all this information, you know, all of you all as residents and as villagers, we care about you all. You guys have any questions at all, feel free to contact us. We're always available. It doesn't matter what time of the day or night, somebody's going to be available for you. And we're just here for you. So we want you guys to be comfortable, and we want to be proactive, not reactive. So let's get it. Let's hit the ground running. And let's just set ourselves up so that we can be, you know, the most safe and create the best environment of safety for our families. So that's the most important.
Thank you all.
You guys take
Thank
care.
you.